Klal Yisrael is running. They arrive at the Yam Suf. That's it. There's nowhere to go. They have this entire sea out in front of them, and on two sides are cliffs they can't climb, and behind them is the entire Egyptian army. I mean, all of their tanks, they were throwing at them, which are these huge catapult stones, which normally, you save for like a siege or something. They had everything there, ready to take down Klal Yisrael. Now, Bnei Yisrael come to the Yam Suf, and it's supposed to split. Hashem had told Moshe it was supposed to split, but it doesn't split. The Yam Suf looked at Klal Yisrael and said, why should I split for this nation? How different are they from the Mitzrayim, the Egyptians that are chasing right behind them in hot pursuit? There's not much of a difference. They both are idol worshippers. Say, you know what happened? Like we say in Tehillim, Hayam Ra'a Vayanais. All of a sudden, the sea saw something. It saw something. And the Medrash says, it saw the Arain, the casket of Yosef that Moshe had brought up from Mitzrayim and was going with them to Eretz Yisrael. The bones of Yosef HaTzadik. What took place at that moment? That's the question, though. What was special about Yosef? I mean, there was Avraham, there's Yitzchak, Yaakov. I mean, there were Gedolim all the way through. There were great people, all the Shvatim. Somehow, something about Yosef. What was it about Yosef that all of a sudden, we know that even the other Shvatim's bones were also there at the time. So, why Yosef HaTzadik's bones? So the answer is that Yosef did something very, very special. By Yosef running away, when it says Vayonos Achutza, when he ran away from Potiphar's wife, he was changing his nature. He was overcoming something that naturally is impossible to overcome. A person has taivas, a person has his desires, things that are pushing him, and to break his nature is something that's l'mayla min hateva, is something that's out of normal ability. A person, by doing that, though, gives himself that extra ability. A person, the sea, all of a sudden saw the Arain of Yosef HaTzadik, and it said, wow, a human being who is able to break his teva, break his nature, so I'm going to also break my nature. Even though my nature is to be a regular, calm sea, but I'm going to break it and turn into these walls and beautiful alleyways for Bnei Yisrael to be able to walk right through so beautifully. So it was breaking the teva. So a person wants to know, you wonder why the Rebbe is able to do a certain Moifes, a certain Nes. What's the reason? The reason is because if a person breaks his teva, then he's also able to break teva elsewhere. So any of you want to be able to do any cool magic tricks in the future, be able to Mach Moifes. So what you got to do is be able to first, you got to break and make a Moifes first inside yourself. Be able to change your own teva. Be able to break what would be normal nature. If you overcome those things, those drives, those desires, those things that push us to do things naturally, then you set in turn the ability, you give yourself the ability, you unleash that power to be able to also change teva around you. And that was what was taking place over here.